After their defeat against Class 7, the class goes out to eat and drink, and they bring the Melid's little sister with them because the Melid promised that if she behaves, she'll get to go along with them because, again, she wants to be by the Melid's, the main character's side. So they're like, yeah, you'll come with us if you behave. So she does. And everyone's drinking and eating nice foods. She getting to snack on fruits. Like everyone's just having a little bit of a little fun. The main character gets a tad bit drunk. Everyone says goodbye to the main character Melid and the sister because they're going on to continue the party while the other three are like, yeah, we're done partying. We're going on our own. And the Melid drops off his sister because, again, the main character's not returning home. And they go to the secret location to have a little bit of fun. And during the little bit of fun, they kiss for the first time. Yes, in book one, they kind of kiss, which was the main character planting a kiss on the Melid's cheek, but not on the lips. But this time, they kiss on the lips. They full on kiss on the lips, and then they help each other out. You know what I mean by helping each other out. Like these boys were like, yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with each other. The next morning, the main character thought the Melid abandoned him, but the Melid returns right away. He had just went to open up the shop for one of his boys and also to pick up some food for them. And the main character's like, yeah, I was a fool to think he abandoned me like that. Oh my god, he came to bring me food. Like, the Melid is such a green flag. He is very much a green flag. And again, there's another moment in the book where the Melid and the main character again kisses and helps each other out. Like these two are just very much into each other and they won't outright tell it to each other's faces. Typically, the Melid is kind of doing the whole scooting away kind of thing, but at the same time, he's all over the main character, and the main character's the same way. Like, I'm like, honeys, you like each other. You're kissing each other, you're helping each other out. Like, this is not a friends with benefits situation. There's more going on between each other, and you guys need to admit to it. So one of your classmates from class 7 is actually the cousin of Monkey. You know, the delinquent from book 1, the one who tried beating the living daylights out of the main character because the main character got into his territory. Yes, he's the cousin of that dude. And this dude runs to his cousin to gripe about what the main character did during the basketball game because, again, the main character basically kind of I don't know basketball terms, but basically the main character did something that he should have been counted as a foul for, but wasn't actually a foul, but this dude saw as a foul. And even the referee was like, yeah, that's not a foul. You repeatedly has committed fouls and have gone against the rules, and you want to try to account something that's not actually against the rules as a foul? No, we're not having this. So this dude literally whines to his cousin over it. And so they hunt down the Melid and the other classmates because the main character's not around. And the Melid is not going to get the main character involved in this. And he's like, yeah, we'll pick a fight with you, okay? So they go and play their own basketball game, which is basically no rules at all. And these dudes are literally trying to beat the living daylights out of the Melid and the Melid's classmates, like full on trying to beat them up while playing basketball. And the Melid's like not having it, and he literally beats the living daylights out of the Monkey's cousin. Full on beats the living daylights out of the dude. And the game is over with. And Monkey comes to him because the Monkey was just pretending to use his cousin's wanting to get revenge against the main character's actions during the game as a way to get to the Melid. And the Melid's like, you want to get a fight between us? Let's actually have a fight. This has been going on for years. We're going to finally settle our issues and our problems. And the dude's like, okay, we're going to settle these, aren't we? But the Melid's like, I have a tournament the next day. Like, I have a game to be at. So can we hold this back for a while? And the dude's like, yeah, we can hold this back for a while. And I'm like, dang. At least Monkey has, restrictions and rules he follows by, unlike his cousin, who was like, you're gonna murder someone in a game. He was literally attempting to try to murder the Melid during the game. It was sick. The main character did not know where the Melid was the entire time, and so he went searching for the Melid, didn't find the Melid with his sister, didn't find the Melid at the store. He finds the Melid's mom, who tells him, hey, take care of the store for me, because again, this is a worthless woman who spends and uses all their money up on her sugar babies and not on her children. So the male lead has to take care of himself and his sister and run the store because this woman won't do a single thing that doesn't provide for herself and her sugar babies. Yeah, I don't like this one. We all know I don't like her. The main character finally finds Melly because Melly returns to the store the main character is keeping an eye on. And he discovers the Melly had gotten into a fight, specifically a fight that was set up by Monkey's cousin to get at the main character. And the main character's like, you don't have to protect me. I can do my own fights. And the Melly's like, hey, I didn't do this for you, because Monkey only agreed to start this fight was because he wanted to get at me. And we agreed to a fight later down the line. This wasn't for you, but at the same time, it was for you, because I don't want you to sink low like we are. I don't want you to become like everybody else in this town. I don't want you to become like the adults. You're the first person that told me you didn't want to rot in this town, and I don't want you to rot. I want you to strive and become better. I want you to thrive and become somebody. I don't want you to become like everybody else in this town. And I freaking love that moment. It was such a sweet moment. It gave such a rom-com feel. Like, didn't anyone who read this scene, didn't it feel like a rom-com? Because it was literally a rom-com. Especially with the main character taking care of the Melly. It felt like the good boy with the bad boy, or the good girl with the bad boy taking care of the bad boy after the bad boy got in a fight, especially a fight for them to protect them. Like, I just loved it. Or again, the good girl taking care of the bad girl after she got into a fight, protecting. I loved it. I really did. Also, the Melly talking to the main character about his own history of misbehavior and terrible actions basically throughout his elementary years. He used to pick fights with his classmates constantly because, again, he was being beaten at home, so he would go out to school or onto the streets and beat other kids up because, again, he was getting beaten up and he didn't know where to take all that violence at. And then later down the line in middle school, he had to be taken to a reform school because in middle school, he threw a kid out the window and broke all the kids' bones. He didn't think it would be anything super bad because his father once threw him out a window and he never got really hurt. So when he did it to another kid, and this is right after his father died, so when he did it to another kid and the kid actually broke several bones, this kind of freaked him out. And his mother sent him to a reform school. Technically, the principal was like, hey, why not just send him to therapy? We can send him to therapy or he can go to a reform school, your choice. And she's like, you know what, we're just going to send him to a reform school. And at the reform school, the Melly met kids who were just vile creatures. And you know what? He was like, yeah, no, I ain't having anything to do with it. So he chose a normal high school once he got out of the reform school and wanted to get away from those people because, again, he saw the worst kind of people who were just still in elementary and middle school, and they were already despicable. He even tells the main character this because, again, he's telling the main character about this, and he's like, yeah, you don't want to become like this. Do not let yourself become like this. And I just love their moments, okay? Like, I am thriving for them. I thrive for this relationship. I really love the last moment of the book is the main character telling the Melid that he wants to get to know who the Melid is, his true self, before anyone else does. He's gonna find out about the Melid. And I freaking squealed. I literally squealed. I was like kicking my feet. I'm like, oh, yes, find out who he is. You want to know who your husband is. Like, I love this. I really do.